family. It's so nice to have you here with us today. We're glad that you decided to drop into the kitchen because we're going to make some really good stuff. And I know you're going to enjoy it. I've just been sitting here with God's Word. And, you know, could I just give you an idea that this beginning of the new year, we're just a few short weeks into it. Is nothing that will be more beneficial to you and your family than if you would read a bit of God's Word every day. The value that will place in your family, because you're hearing what God's Word is saying. Like I'm reading Psalm, this is one of my favorites, Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? If you dealing with fear today? The Lord is my light, who should I be afraid of? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When evil men advance against me to devour my flesh. Wow, I don't know if any of us have been that far. When my enemies and my foes attack me, they will stumble and fall. That's what God's Word says. Though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then will I be confident. One thing I ask of the Lord, this is what I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to seek him in his temple. For in the day of trouble, he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his tabernacle and set me high upon a rock. There's enough in those couple little verses that I've just read for you to think about all day and just know with assurance, wow, God is going to take care of me. I don't have to be afraid. And put your confidence in the Word that you've read. And lead your family in the same direction that you've just read this. I'm telling you, it will change your life. I think it would be a good idea if you do that. Think about it, okay? Everything around us will change. The world will change. Politicians will change. Governments will change. School districts change. Shopping areas change. Our bodies change. This will never change. You can bank your life on it. This is the Word of the living God. Heaven and earth can pass away. My word will never pass away, he said. So you can take it to the bank and you can trust in it. Well, today we're not going to the bank, and you don't even have to go to the bank to get money out because this doesn't cost a whole lot of money. What we're doing today is good old soup and sandwich supper. My mama used to do that. She used to have a waffle iron there that had those plates you could turn. One week she'd make waffles, and the next couple of weeks she'd flip them over, and she'd make grilled ham and cheese sandwiches right at the table so they'd be piping hot with a big bowl of soup. Oh my, remember that like it was, That's what we're doing today. We're going to make a beef vegetable soup and a couple of different ideas for some sandwiches, unusual, and then a peach cobbler for dessert. We'll be right back in just a minute. Here's the hint, and then we're getting started with our soup and sandwiches. Stay with us. Here's today's at-home hint. To get baked-on food off a glass pan or an oven rack, use dishwashing liquid and a ball of foil in place of a steel wool soap pad. It's one way to recycle those used but perfectly good pieces of foil you hate to throw out.
For updates, pictures, stories, and more, like us on Facebook. To watch hundreds of classic episodes, subscribe to us on YouTube. And to get hundreds of free recipes, visit ctvn.org/athome.
Well, here we are. Tammy's joining me today. And Tam, you're making this wonderful beef vegetable. Tell us what you got there.
Well, so far what we've started to do here is we have taken some boneless beef sirloin steak and we cut it in about 1-inch pieces, and we trim a little bit smaller than that, and then we trim the fat off.
And you've just browned that with a little bit of what? Just vegetable oil?
Vegetable oil. Mm-hmm.
And you want to do that in batches. You don't want to crowd it, because you know if you overcrowd it, it steams and it never gets brown. But she's got a nice brown on that, because that's what's going to make the flavor for the broth of your soup. Okay, now what are we doing?
Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some ingredients to it. We have 2 cans of beef broth.
Just good old beef broth. Mm-hmm. Okay. Again, she's building layers of flavor. And what's that? 2 cans? So that's like two cups. Would that be 2 cups? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then we have 2 medium-sized potatoes.
Okay. You just chop those up. Try to keep them all
Yeah.
about the same size, too.
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah,
tried to
small.
about a 1/2 inch to an inch.
It's like just about the same as the meat. That's good. Okay,
And
what
then
else?
we have a 1 1/4 cups water.
Okay. That'll tone down that beef broth so it isn't too strong.
We have 2 medium-sized carrots,
Nice.
and we just slice them up.
Sure. Well, it's going to be a nice, rich soup. I like that. Smells good, too, already.
Well, the thing I was excited about is some onion soup mix. I thought that would.
Wow,
was
that's different.
Yeah, I thought that was a really neat ingredient to add to
Because you're
it.
going to get a lot of flavor in there, too, not
Yeah,
just your
yeah.
onion. What else?
And we're adding, excuse me, 1 tablespoon of basil.
Okay, that's the dried basil. That's not fresh.
Then we have 1/2 tablespoon of dried tarragon.
Tarragon, unusual spice, but
Yeah.
it goes good with beef. Real
Yeah.
good with beef. Wow, that looks pretty easy, huh?
And then we want to add a little bit of pepper to it.
Just black pepper?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I think we seasoned the beef with that too when
Yeah.
we were browning it, so. Okay, now what do you do with that now?
We're gonna cover it and let it simmer for 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay, 20 to 25 minutes. And you don't want that to boil the life out, you just want it to be a nice simmer, simmer. But then what are you gonna do with it after that?
We're gonna add we're gonna take cornstarch and some beef broth and mix that together and put that in there for a little thickener, right?
Okay, that's called a slurry.
Oh, okay.
When you put this and that together, that makes a slurry, and a slurry thickens a broth.
Oh, awesome. I didn't know that word.
Yeah, there you go. Add that to your vocabulary. You get a big call for it, but hey, if you ever need it, you got it. No, but that's good, because that's a nice way to thicken it, like a gravy rather than just juicy juice.
Okay.
And you could add if you wanted to add mushrooms to that, if you wanted to add green peas to that, or green beans. You know, a vegetable soup, corn would be good, is a vegetable soup. You can add whatever you want to it. So if you have a little bit of this or a little bit of that left over in your refrigerator, this will be the time to put it in there. It'll all work. All right, so we're going to need some dessert. This is so embarrassingly easy.
And I love
But
peaches.
it's good. Okay, 2 large cans. These are sliced peaches in juice. Do not drain. We've already sprayed, buttered our dish.
This is a 13 by 9, right?
13 by 9. Okay. And then another one. Okay. And we're just dropping all of that in there. I want to get all that juice out of there, because that's going to help, because when we put the topping on there, that juice gets hot and it goes up and touches that topping and then flavors it. Yes. And you just want to spread them around. A little bit here, a little bit there. Make sure it's even. Told you, 3 ingredients, this is embarrassing.
That's the best kind of recipe.
I'm telling you. Now, you can either get a butter pecan cake mix, or they're pretty hard to find anymore. They must not be too popular anymore. Or you can use a plain yellow, and that's what we're doing. No, you don't mix it with eggs. No, you don't do anything, but you do this.
Oh, look at that.
Can you believe
So
this?
nice and easy.
Easy? I mean, this is embarrassing.
I cannot wait to try this on the kids.
Oh, they'll love it.
Yes.
I know they'll love it.
They might even like to help me make it, you know?
Yeah, well, yeah,
being
because
that
this
it's
would be
this easy,
a kid
you
could
know?
do. That's right. Even maybe Jason. Of course, we don't know for sure about Jason just yet. Hey, I understand he really likes cauliflower now, huh?
Oh, yes. He loved that breaded cauliflower that we made.
Well, what's not to like? It is good.
that was
And it wasn't
awesome.
fried, which is, so it's a little bit
Right.
on the healthier side.
And that's what we're trying to do, some healthier.
Absolutely. If you missed that show, you missed a good program, because that was a good one. Okay, so we just want to distribute this. It's just dry. There's nothing to it. It's just dry. But you want to make sure that it's all covered. You don't see any wet spots at all, okay? Now, this is a 1/2 cup or 1 stick of melted butter. And all you do is just pour this over the top. Try to distribute as much as you can, as evenly as you can. Not the easiest thing in the world sometime, but if you're diligent, it will all work. Just that butter smells so good. Now, we need to have our oven set on 375 degrees, and you want it preheated. You know, Tammy, how important it is to preheat when you bake a cake, because if you put it in a cold oven, not so much this cake, but a regular cake, you put it in a cold oven, and then it has to heat up for 15, 20 minutes. What do you think's happening to that cake mix? It's laying there. It has to have the heat to start rising immediately.
Oh, okay.
And if you don't,
I didn't know that.
yeah, that's why you get a cake about this, instead of a cake this high,
Oh.
you get them like this. So you always preheat a good 10, 15 minutes. I like my new stove. Oh, nice. I like my new stove I have at home because it has a beep when it gets to the certain temperature that you've requested. It starts beeping until you acknowledge it, and I like that because that helps me to know it's ready. Okay,
Would you like me to
that's
go
all you
ahead and-
do.
Would you like me to go ahead and
Absolutely, put it in there, okay? That's wonderful. And that's going to bake for all of 25 to 30 minutes in the preheated oven. And I'm telling you,
It smells so good.
I know, just 3 ingredients. What else could you want? Now, let's take a look at your soup, see how we're doing there.
With this. Oh,
Oh, yeah, I can smell it. It's smelling better and better and better.
all those spices.
Yes. And that will be done in about 15 minutes or so. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, we're going to start with our sandwiches that are going to accompany our soup and our peach stuff. So we'll be back in just a minute.
If you love At Home with Arlene Williams, then subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have hundreds of episodes with all your favorite recipes, holidays, and friends.
Say hi to your fan club.
Hi, fan club.
And don't forget to click the bell so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
All right, we have the soup on. We've got the dessert in the oven. And now it's sandwich time. And Tammy's making, it's called Kicked Up Tuna Melt. Do you like tuna melts? I think they're great. I really like them.
They're awesome.
I think it's because they're moist and they're warm and they're so good. Okay,
They're such
this
good
is
comfort
unusual
food.
too. Tell us, show us the bread first of all that you're going to use. Look at that bad boy.
Look how nice and thick that.
That's about an inch thick slice of bread. Beautiful. Okay, and then you have what else?
Well, we got our 4 cans of tuna.
Now that tuna is the white albacore in water. We don't want the oily one. And that's very, very well drained. I mean, squeeze it out. You don't want any fishy smell at all in there. And then you flake it down just like she has. And then tell us the rest of your ingredients. You've got some mayonnaise.
We're going to put 1/3 cup of mayonnaise in, or a little bit more depending on how moist you like yours. We have 1/4 cup finely chopped red onion.
Okay.
4 teaspoon capers.
Capers we'll talk about in a minute.
We have a tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. We have some
salt.
salt, a little bit of pepper, some dried oregano, and
Sliced tomatoes that are going to go on top. And then some major slices of
awesome
cheese.
provolone cheese.
I mean, I'm telling you, this is kicked up. This looks like a field goal because that looks like footballs over there. And while she's doing that, I'm making something with puff pastry because you know those crescent rolls that everybody loves, and we all do. Well, this is a unique way to use them to make a sandwich. And this is just a plain cheese sandwich. Now, this is what you get when you get in one of those rolls, okay? And there's a perforation, which we have closed them up. We don't want them, we want a rectangle shape like this. Then we have some different kinds of cheese. Now, this can be your preference. What kind do you like the best? It can be provolone, it can be mozzarella, it can be cheddar. If you like the cheeses like the Monterey Jacks or the Sharp Jacks, whatever, go for it. It doesn't matter, you know?
You can't go wrong with cheese.
Oh, never. And so I'm going to put 3 pieces like that. And then all you do is take the dough, you push it over to the side. Boy, can you smell that peach stuff? I wish you were here to smell that. Oh, my goodness. It's like yum. By the way, we're going to put some ice cream on top of that, so that's going to be really awesome. Okay? And then you just take the fork. All you want to do is just crimp it around the edge because that's what's going to hold that together. And make sure those perforations are indeed stuck together, okay? Then you lift it up, put it on your baking sheet, just like that. Then what we're going to do is we have melted butter. We're going to baste that with a pastry brush. And then for the topping, we have either Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan, or some sesame seeds. Now, they'll toast up great when they get in the oven with that little bit of butter. Oh, that's going to be good. You're going to really like that. So I'm going to go ahead and make some more. Again, as I said, you can make them all with one kind of cheese. You can mix up the cheeses. But the important thing is you put the cheese that you really, really like. And I think that's what's good. Oh, show me what you're doing over there. Let me see that filling that you've got together. Does that have everything in it already?
Mm-hmm. I went ahead and mixed it all up.
That looks wonderful. And you're going to divide that among just 4? Mm-hmm. That's a meal in a bun. I mean, geez, Louise, that's a lot, huh?
I'm so excited about these because soup and sandwiches, I mean, you cannot go wrong. It's such good comfort food.
Can I ask you, are you supposed to put a little bit of mayonnaise on the bread? Does this say anything about...
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think I saw that somewhere. We'll have to get some more mayonnaise.
So we'll get
That's
a little
okay.
mayonnaise out. And
While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and finish making some more. We've already made 4 ahead, and then I'm making 4 more because, you know, we have a crew that likes to eat. That goes without saying. That's probably one of the biggest questions I get asked when I go shopping. What do you do with all that food? It's like, well, we pack it up and give it away. No, we have a crew here that gets in line and is like waiting, okay, are we going to eat or what? And they always do, and that's what we like. We like to feed the crew because if the crew's happy, we'll have a good production. We like that. Right, Tam?
oh, yeah.
You're learning that quickly, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. And then if there's leftovers, we take it home to our family.
There you go.
That's how my husband experienced
That's how he found out how good that is.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. And my kids love that spaghetti that we made.
Good.
And
Well, those are all good. You know, we don't waste anything. We don't ever waste anything. And people think, oh, you just throw it away. Oh, no, 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 not this crowd. There's too many here that have children that like to have food, so we don't do that.
oh, and my children, I think they're all going through growing
Spurts, are
growth
they?
spurts because, they're eating us out of house and home right now. So this has been awesome to give them new things to try. And
Yeah, that's important. Okay, now you're spreading. There you go.
Yeah, now I'm assembling them.
Good girl. I think they want that mayonnaise on there just to give that bread some moisture too, you know? And probably
And I was
when
gonna
it
say,
hits,
do you think it helps keep this on it?
I think it does, but I also think it's going to toast,
Okay.
give it a little additional flavor there and maybe toast that up a little bit. I don't know. But you know, if you're ever stuck and you want to make a grilled cheese and you don't have butter, all you got to do is spread mayonnaise on your bread and use that. That makes the best grilled cheese. Just mayonnaise on the bread. It's awesome. Totally awesome.
I think this cheese is gonna be awesome. It's so
Yeah,
thickly
well,
sliced and
I think you're probably right.
it's gonna melt up so
Now,
nice.
they don't bake in the oven as far as baking time. They go in the
Okay.
broiler,
Okay.
and they're going to brown because she's got to do the tomatoes first and then put the cheese on top, and then that goes in the broiler.
Do you think I should pile these a little higher?
Well, I think you need to put on as much
do you
as they
think it's-
say.
Okay.
Yep, doesn't hurt. That's a lot. What's kicked up? You know, they're not. It's not your normal ones. It's the big ones you're getting here.
Oh,
So
this is gonna be so awesome.
I think so too. Okay, we're just going to do our last one here. I like these kind of sandwiches because you kind of get tired of the old bread and butter ones with the lunch meat and stuff. And you know, you just want something different. And these are different, that's for sure. And all I'm going to do now is just paint them with my melted butter. Paint them really well because that's what's going to make them nice and brown. Okay. Now, those that she's doing, when they go into the broiler, you only keep them in there until they start, that cheese really melts and they start to get a brownness to them, and you want to watch them. You've got to, anytime you put stuff like that in the broiler, you keep an eye on it because they will turn on you and burn as fast as anything you see if you don't be careful with that. So I want you to do that. I think we're going to put some of these little sesame seeds on these.
Oh,
We'll do
looks
2
so
with
good.
that and 2 with the Parmesan. Are you almost done there, Missy?
I'll just keep piling it on because
Because there's a lot,
yeah,
huh?
there's a lot, and I want to,
Okay.
I don't want it to fall off.
Okay, you know what? We're going to get that in the broiler, get these in the oven, get them baking, check on our peach stuff. When we come back, we're going to be in the dining room, and we're going to be tasting it all. Stay with us. Here's how you can get today's recipes.
To get all the recipes from today's show, plus hundreds of others, just click the link in the video description or visit our website, ctvn.org/athome.
I wish you were sitting at this table with me because I'm going to tell you, the smell is incredible. Between the smell from this incredibly wonderful, look at this soup. There's your beef vegetable soup. Vegetables cooked to perfection, beautiful, piping hot. Keep it in a nice container like this because that keeps it hot. Put it in the bowls and then go with the sandwiches. Next, down front, we have the kicked up tuna melt. Look at that. Can you believe them? I mean, if your guys like tuna fish, they'll love them. And even if they don't, you could do that with chicken salad if you wanted to. That would be incredible. Next is our, look at these cheesy sandwiches. I think these, I mean, what would not be to like about something that's this cheesy? I mean, look at that. Breaking apart, all kind of cheese melted on the inside. Your family's gonna love that. I'm telling you, they're gonna love that. Easy to do, bake 15, 20 minutes, they're done. And then we move right along. Of course, we have our peach stuff. Now, we've been calling it cobbler. Its official title is peach stuff, but I want you to know that it's a peach cobbler. Look at this. Oh my, piping hot, delicious, nice and juicy. Put that in your bowl, just like this. And of course, if you have something like this, you have to have ice cream. So we're just gonna give it a nice little spoonful of ice cream. Right on the top, yum. I'm telling you, this is something you're gonna wanna do with your family. So be sure to join us the next time because it wouldn't be the same without you here at home. I'm going for the peach stuff right now.
Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Dravosburg, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.